we're going to do a nice line to tune tour in our backyard. This is our basically the front of our yard where our azalea trees are. We put these online last year, how beautiful they were. I wasn't quite sure what the name was, but they're doing amazing, and this is basically a good attractor for your bees to head on into the backyard and come pollinate our garden. So let's take that stroll the bee would take. Alright, so a lot of things starting off this year. We got our hassberries on the go right now. Hopefully you guys can see that. There's lots ripening right now. Lots on the bush here. So we're going to get picking these. We're going to first go through and show you guys what's going on in our beds and all of our berry areas. And then we're going to go through and do a harvest. So stay tuned for the whole video, guys. And if you can, make sure you hit that notification button for our next videos that come up. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do a lot of fun stuff. Alright guys, we're going to start off with our caneberry bush. Our caneberry bed. Now last year this was our summer heat bed. If you remembered, we collected some of the hottest peppers we could find throughout the hot pepper community. We did rehome those and we're going to show you that soon. But we wanted to turn this into our caneberry bed just because the canes spread so much. So it's such a hard time, you know, stopping the canes spreading where we had our golden berries in our strawberry and blueberry bed there. So we wanted to leave that alone and start its own. So this is a fun one we ended up picking up. A lot of stuff we grow from seed in our garden and start indoors, but some stuff we just have to buy. So I wanted to show this one off. It was a polar berry, blackberry. Now there's a really cool history on this plant. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description box. Now, we wanted to grow a bunch of stuff to keep the pests out of here. So we got a bunch of chocolate mint. We got our onions growing in here right now. So right beside the polar berries, this is a red raspberry. Now this one's going to be one of my daughter's favorites. She does love the red. And then beside it is our queen, and our king is our golden raspberries. So they're on their nice stakes. They've grown tall. You've seen us transplant that one from the other bed. This year it was just taking over our blueberry and strawberry bed, so we're gonna let it take over this area and they can all intermix. And so as of right now, I don't see any flowers off of this polar berry, but we do have flowers on the red raspberry, and we also have lots of flowers and berries starting on the golden raspberries. So that's a good sign, and we're gonna keep going here. And beside our golden raspberry, this here is called a flowering raspberry bush. So it's going to end up putting out a lot more flowers than actual fruit. So we wanted it just to create a little bit of a sanctuary and a place for bees to love to be. Now we got to work on our flower game because we don't have a lot. We do love our marigolds just because of the beneficial reasons for them. But we do have to work on that. So let's keep going on this tour. We got some of our golden raspberries in the buckets here. We were selling them this year by pulling up the old canes that pop up. Our fig tree, this is our cold hardy fig tree, but it's not doing so well. So I don't know what the problem is with that. We're gonna definitely have to figure that one out. This is basically our pride and joy right now. Our strawberries have got to be at least 14 inches tall, some of these, from here to the ground. Just the leaf height, I can't believe how tall it is and how nice everything's looking. Now we got 5 different blueberry plants in here, and some of them have flowers on it right now and some do not, and that's good because they did tell us that on on the tag when we were reading them. Some are certain times of years for your berries and some are others. So that was the whole point of getting this mixed pollination. So that's perfect. Everything's looking really good. This one actually says it should be July or August. And it is self-pollinating. But again, that mixed pollination across the different kinds of blueberries is what we want to build ourselves a nice healthy berry. So let's get to these strawberries. All of the outside ones are actually doing the best, and I believe just because, well, not the best, they're just redder. And I think that's just because they're getting more sun. So I've been coming out looking. I still see a bit of a white tip on some of them, so I'm not going to take these till probably tomorrow or the next day. Now if I look and see some that aren't quite ready, I give them a spin. So see this one here? It's red all the way around. I couldn't find a spot on it that isn't red, so I'm just going to grab it right under it like that, and then I pull. Trying not to pull on the berry as more as you're getting your finger under here and just yanking. So that's one we're going to get. I just wanted to show you that as we're doing this. So we're going to do that harvest like I said afterwards, so stay tuned. Now let's have a look at these blueberries. Really cool to see all these blueberries starting in here. Everything's looking so good. My kids are going to be so excited for these. Let's check this blueberry plant in here. Yeah, again, so this might be a different time of year for these blueberries. Everything's about establishing. That's what we did last year. Building ourselves a small little food forest that we can come out here and basically any time of the year something's going to be ready. Maybe not our winter months, but that's the time we're growing indoors and getting started for our pepper plants and everything else we got to bring out here. Strawberry towers I find just dry out too quick, and they just don't have the nutrients that our soil basically connected to the earth does. Because as you remembered when we did build these, if you remember, we cut the bottoms out so they are into the ground. Okay, so we do have worms coming up, and like I say, these are connected to Mother Nature, and we're able to connect to the ground, and I find that's a big deal. The plants that are in the pots, they don't do as well, I believe. You're going to have to feed them, and we're not used to that. We definitely don't like having to use any fertilizers and stuff like that. We didn't do ourselves, like worm teas. So as it leads us into that, it leads us into our nice little melon trellis here that we built. Right now the melon trellis, the melons are pretty small. This is a Crenshaw melon we got going. So we ended up taking the racks, the hangers that came with this chunk of metal we found, and we just set our plants in them. It actually works out quite nice, looks very nice. We got a bunch of dwarf tomatoes and a bunch of crazy hot peppers in here right now, and also some fun ones. This is one me and Max grew kiwis from the grocery store over the winter, so it was really fun to do. We keep ourselves interested in having fun growing. So let's have a look at some of these. I believe this is marmalade. That is a dwarf tomato. Right here we got ourselves chocolate mud balls, and then right here we got ourselves a pineapple ricotta. It's looking really nice. They actually love the cups. Dwarf Mongolian moon tomato right here. This one is chocolate scotch bonnet. And then we got a brown mirage scorpion. What is this one? That one is a peach star kiss right here. I believe that's another marmalade. We got another kiwi from the grocery store. These tomato plants are just mystery ones that I got from my buddy, I believe. They are dwarf because I told him I was looking for some dwarves, so he'll probably help me out after seeing this and tell me which ones they are. And then we got a Trinidad scorpion at the top there. So we are impressed with this little thing that we got. It's nice because once the melons start growing up here, we're able to just weave them in and out, and then eventually we're going to take these off, and but it works perfect. Cups sit in there just great. So we're going to move along. This is our other melon trellis that did so well. It made us really want to build a whole another one. This year we're going to have a couple different things growing in them. Crenshaw melon growing right here. As you can see, they're popping up. We got a couple in there. We got our Crenshaw melon here too. And over here we got our moon and stars melons growing. They haven't popped up yet. It's a little late for those. We just stuck those right in the ground. We didn't start them indoors. A couple things we did, like our Crenshaw melons over here, we started those indoors. That's why they're a lot bigger now. Just like this one over here. So they're gonna have a lot bigger of a chance to get going this year. We've seen a few people growing Crenshaw melon this year from our seeds. I think Broke's got some. Arsenic Element's growing some. I think we sent a few more out, so it's going to be fun to see. We got our broccolis going in here. If you remember our broccolis from Mars that we seen, they didn't look like the regular broccoli tops when we bought them, so that's definitely something we wanted to try out. We got over here is our bean area. It was our corn area, and after talking to Farmer Q, he says, you know, the only way to restore some land that corn has used up out of the soil is for beans. They actually put in the soil what the corn takes out, I guess, something like that. Way above my knowledge. So we've been dropping beans in here. We're going to be dropping them every couple weeks, and then they just sprout up. So we have them, once they do start time come to harvest, we're going to be able to harvest a lot and not just all at once. And we dropped some seeds over here too. There, right there. That's our lemon cucumber. We dropped some along here. Last year we grew our cucumber and it grew up the wall and over. There's our lemon cucumber over there. Same as last year, we want it to be able to grow up and all the way over. So it's going to be nice along this chicken wire. Alright, tour's about halfway done. We'll speed it up and we'll get to our harvesting. On this side, we're going to go down on the inside now. We'll just go through on the outside real fast. Our potato run that's going there is our Kennebec potatoes, and we got our nice onions in there too. We'll have a little quick fast look on the way back at those, but first off we're gonna go with our kale. This is our dinosaur kale. Now we just did a video lately of doing our kale chips. It's really hardy. It's unlike the other kale, a lot thicker, really easy to work with and make nice crispy, easy, healthy chips. So go back and check that video out if you can. And we got our dwarf Mongolian moon. We've seen the Mongolian moon ones and we were really interested in them, and we do love our little tiny tomatoes. Now a lot of these dwarfs, they want to be in a smaller pot. That's like the cups they like. But as you see, they're loving this area. Last year we had our sunflowers in here. They ended up growing about, you know, taller than I could reach. But this year we wanted to give it a break and try something different. So we got our marigolds in there, obviously for our beneficial reasons, above the soil and below. Now we have a video on those. If you want to know what that is, go back and check it out, please. Okay, we got our lavender here that's sprouting up. Probably should have cut it back. I didn't do my information and look it up. But as you can see, there is some growing on it right there. So we are doing good. It's not a complete fail. All that smell keeps the other things out of the way too. So have a look at this, guys. I'll let you read that for yourself. Hardy kiwi. That's right, we're growing kiwi in Canada. Now last time we showed you guys, the balls were about that size on it. Hope you can see that one right there. And now they are flowers. They're very beautiful flowers. And they're actually quite a big size, so we're definitely is a good sign today that we're getting some fruit. These vines have grown up and on their own already over and latched onto this, so really fun. We're gonna make sure it stays off our back fence. That's why we put these two in between. And then this is our box. We got our strawberry. This is our strawberry spinach in here, and as you can see, I seen Arsenic Element was growing this too, the seeds that we sent them, and I see a berry in there. And that's right, guys, this is going to be edible spinach that you can eat, also with berries that it gives you. So we're always on a hunt looking for interesting things to grow, and it's definitely one that turned our head. Have a look at that, guys. That's starting to go red right there on my finger. Hope you can see that. and I'll post a picture of what it looks like. We did a cool little seed giveaway for this strawberry spinach. The leaves started off purple underneath, but now they're green the more that we picked them. And then we got our mulberry here that we grew in the same bucket. There's actually a lot growing in that bucket. Our onions growing pretty much in everything we do. And as you can see, these onions here are about to pop. These individually ones will have a seed inside them. So if you want, take these things, try them. We do have a video on all this stuff. Go back and look at it. We don't want to overdo it and talk about too much stuff, so we'd love you guys just to go back and watch those videos if we have posted them, and I'll just notify that and try and put a link in that description box where you can find all that. And these goji berries, these are very late bloomers too. They're not doing so well. I don't know if they're just very late because they're very strong. So it's not like they're twigs and they're broken and dead, so something's going on there. The gooseberry bush is doing okay since the cabbage worms really took a hit on it. I don't think it was able to recover, but we did have some wasps come in, and someone told me they were predatory wasps, and they'll actually eat away at some of the cabbage worm pests that we were having. So I don't see any cabbage worms on it anymore, and it's starting to bounce back with the leaves. It was starting to grow the berries, and then the cabbage worms hit it so hard, I believe that it just couldn't photosynthesize, obviously, and then give that, you know, energy and everything else towards the fruit. So here you guys go. We're into the pepper area now. This is our hashtag summer of heat. We got hooked on growing peppers last year, and it's not going to stop. We've grown a lot of crazy hot peppers, collected even more this year. We do really well with the hot peppers here. We get a really hot heat, and the head starting in the, you know, around Christmas, getting things going, dropping seeds inside and getting them on the light really helps. As you can see, we got our marigolds. So we can go through these peppers here. This one here is a Satan's Kiss, and then we got a BB67. We got our Mexi Bell. Now some of these seeds were from some of the peppers that we grew last year, so we're interested to see if they're going to be true or not. And then this is the only non-hot pepper right here, and this is the Pippin's Honey Golden Pepper. That's from our friend Cherie at Home with Cherie. And then right beside it, doing really well, we got a Pineapple Ricotta. Looking really nice. We got here a Chocolate Scotch Bonnet. We got chocolate mud balls. We wanted to get some in the pot because you guys seen last year we did the Chocolate Scotch Bonnet, and we left it in its pot and it just loved it. It was a huge umbrella style looking, and as you can see, we did that with the rest of our pepper plants. Just like some of our other pepper plants or some of our other plants we grow, we like to reduce the burden underneath of them. So it ends up growing really nice. We found maybe it gets rid of all the smaller stuff so it doesn't put its energy towards little sticks as opposed to bigger ones. And we just stopped pulling the peppers off. So we actually do have little tiny flowers starting to grow on them everywhere. Now we remove all those peppers or all those little flower buds before it's time. So right now is about time where we stop removing them. We actually sat down all year throughout the winter and spring and pulling them off every time we seen them, just so they could focus on growing rather than showing. So this one's almost ready for another haircut. It's grown in a lot. I'm going to cut all that off down to the stick, just like this one. But yeah, this area is looking really good. This is our bench. We removed the top off it and filled it full of dirt. So that is our hashtag summer heat area for some of our hot peppers. We definitely encourage everyone this year, if you're growing hot peppers, since we got hooked on growing it, I know a lot of other people did, just hashtag summer heat so everyone can check out, you know, the way you're growing and your crazy hot peppers. We can all stay connected. So the tour is almost done. I feel like I've rambled a lot, but I got a lot of other things growing here. I want to get to these hassberries. Really cool bush, male and a female, and they both have berries on it. And believe it or not, they need each other to actually pollinate, which is really cool. Now, it was funny going around looking for just a female because I got the male at first and didn't quite realize that. Yeah, in between, you gotta love it. This sage, it's like a hardy bush in there. I cut it off last year and it's just grown back on its own out of the root, which is really cool to see. Hope you guys can see that. We got our potato run. It's doing really well. Alright, and at the very end, we got our apple tree. It's doing really well. Got a lot of holes in it, you know what? But it's still looking pretty healthy. It's hard to fight off all the caterpillars that we have here. I'm constantly using the diatomaceous earth and going in between that and using my sprays, but we have this spray that we really like that's made with a bunch of solutions that are all natural with herbs and stuff like that, you know, to basically make a smell on it that the pests don't like. So we do that every once in a while, and I think that's why you don't see much. The other side of our yard, we got a couple nice mulberry trees up there. Nice big one up there. That's a mulberry tree. Got a nice beautiful lilac and another mulberry. This lilac here has died. Something's gone wrong with it. I think it's intertwined and really hurt itself in there. It was definitely crowded when it was put in there a long time ago, I guess. But yeah, we got our shed taken down. We're making room. We're going to be building ourselves a nice little orchard and getting a couple more fruit trees. So you guys smash that like button and have fun growing. Now let's get harvesting. Alright, so there's our harvest. We got our strawberries, we got our haspberries or honeyberries, and we got our red clover and some chocolate mint. So it's 2022, it's pretty much our first harvest, you know, when it comes to berries. So it's time to make a nice little dessert. Hey, I hope you guys smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification for some more fun videos, and don't be afraid of growing and starting your own little fruit run or food forest, whatever you want to call it. Delicious little snacks that grow back every year, you know, there's something about that. So